Hey there, today I'm recording a follow-up to a video I recorded about moving a row using AppScript from one tab to another based on a status that matches the tab name. Today I'm recording a follow-up that is going to show you how to incorporate multiple checks before that happens. So currently this will just move based on the status selection, but maybe we want to check, for example, if the phone number is not blank, or if there is a potential sale amount, or maybe perhaps we have some checkboxes. We'll make sure that is checked before it gets moved. And so let's go ahead and let me just add this again real quick. Let's go ahead into the back end and see how we can make that happen before it makes the move. So we'll go ahead, go extensions and AppScript, and we already have our starting script right here. If you do not have this project, if you not watched the first video, I would recommend you doing that first, and then you can download this if you like. So this is our basic script that moves our row of data, and this is the part where we need to add a little more of what's going on. So we actually have two different options. We can add it here, or we can make basically a sub if that once it meets this first criteria, then we can make a secondary check. And I think that's what I'll do here, so that way we can kind of reduce the amount of load we're going to have. And so let's go ahead and get our spreadsheet and sheet, and then we'll get our data, and we'll actually use that to then build out our second one here. So I just move this all around, and here's our second if, and the rest of our functions are wrapped inside this. So we can see here, here is our first if. So we're looking at, is column 1 and value not equal to blank? If so, start running this. We're just going to run this part, run into our next if. And so here is where we want to determine our next criteria. And so we have our data. So this is going to pull the data from that row. So we can use this now to determine what we want to get from that. And so one thing to keep in mind is this is a 2D array, and so we need to grab this 0 to get inside of that array. So just explain what is going on there. So now this is called array, and this array and the 0 is referring to the position of the data within that array. And so it starts at 0, and so inside this one, if we do 0, this is going to be referring to here. If we go to 1, it's actually referring to the second column. And so let's say we want to, validate that potential sale actually has an amount in it. And so let me just find out what this column number is. So I just typed in the formula, and you can see it popped up. Number 10 is the column J. So we just need to subtract 1 and say not equal to blank. And so let's go ahead and see if this works. And actually, let's do something else here. So let's just make an alert if our criteria is not met. So I'm just going to do a simple toast here. Criteria not met. This will just give us a little alert to let us know if data is not equal to blank, do this. If the data is blank, then it'll say criteria is not met. And this is both inside of our overarching one. So let's go ahead and just try this out. This is blank. So let's go ahead and click on prospects. What we should have here is criteria not met. So prospects have nothing here. So let's go ahead and add something in here. Let me delete this out. Let's add $100, and then let's go ahead and try this again. So now it moved. You can see it moved over there, and we have that there. So let's see if we can add another criteria. So this time let's check to see if our checkbox is checked. And so we were in 9. Let's check if 10 is equal to true. So I can do as many conditions as I want, and I just do this double ampersand to combine. So now it's going to check if both of these are true. And so on this one, what we can do is a double straight up and down bar. This is right above the backward slash. And I can do the same thing. And so if either of these is true, then it'll say criteria is not met. Or we could do and, either way. So now let's go ahead and check this again. So prospects, this should trigger a error. So it's not going to move. We can actually add something else here. Let's do this. Let's do sheet get range row call and clear that drop down. So it's just going to make it a little quicker and easier. So let's try this again. Prospects. So there, it deleted it and shows criteria not met. So let's go ahead and try just entering our dollar amount here. Prospects. Still criteria not met. Now let's check the box. Prospects. And there we go. So now you can see we have our double criteria. And so we can repeat this however we need to. Let's say we want to check if there's a valid phone number. Now we got 0, 1, 2, 3. And so we could just do three here is not equal blank, and that would do the same thing. So now it's going to check again. So if we do both of our other criteria and then check prospects, it's still going to give an error because this is blank. All right, that should be it for today. Hopefully that helps you to see how quick and easy it is to add criteria to your condition to check before you move a row. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to check out our other videos for great tutorials on Google Sheets and AppScript.